something, bro. I don't know.
I'm live. Talk.
That's cool. What's up, chat?
Interesting. Now, we
You
can
gotta
watch.
like post when you go live. You gotta make a Twitter account, just post it all over. Post it
You
like a
gotta,
TikTok.
you gotta see what's going on with Casey Tron.
Who's Casey Tron?
So she got sued by Ethan. H3.
Oh yeah.
Right, and she
You think anything? You think he's getting anything out of it? You think this lawsuit will be taken seriously?
well, she definitely cried about it earlier yesterday, which is interesting, and kind of like she got it like kicked in what was going on. So let's see if I can find the video that doesn't have commentary. I'm going to try this video right here.
So I had to respond.
Immediate commentary. Cool.
Oh! Struggle, and I'm just so served, you know? Like, that's what really, like, has me, like, so freaked out. You know, like I said, it's just been such a struggle, and I'm just so tired of struggling, and just the idea of having to, like, keep on struggling, it's just, like, I don't know if I can do this.
So she's broke. How do you feel about that, Alex? She's broke, and she's about to spend a lot of money on some lawyers. Yep. Spend a crap ton of money on some lawyers, unfortunately for her. And she is.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
What did she do?
Well, she watched a video in full. You know what? Let's watch her segment on. Are you not familiar with this whole situation? Yo, Alex,
What?
are you not familiar with this
Yeah, what's
situation?
up? Nope.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it.
Let me show you. I'm gonna skip to why Ethan is suing her in particularly.
We've given each complaint a clever look.
He's mad about React streamers. He's mad about when you react to a video and you leave or do something that sort of like doesn't make it transformative content. And in these specific cases, these guys said verbatim not to watch the original video and watch it through us as an alternative. And that's not fair use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's this video.
Little title. And here's Casey Tron's. She smoked more than she spoke. Casey Tron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking?
Let me watch
Thinking
that
there
shit.
was no way that that could be true.
I got you.
Well, we
I'm gonna
tallied
pause it.
them up.
Speaking of which, so yeah, speaking of which,
Oh,
I'm
stream you're doing right
yeah, okay.
Hold on. The stream failed to start. For some reason. Close stream. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay. I'm gonna stop streaming and then stream one more time. Try now.
Do something real quickly.
Alright, but yeah,
Oh, I see it now.
okay, cool. Let's keep going.
Lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15
Okay,
seconds
hello?
longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably, from smoking 42 times.
What is happening? I'm trying
Okay,
to
so
follow.
I'm gonna pause for reaction purposes. That looks like Ethan. That's hilarious. Yeah, bro. I gotta keep it playing, but I gotta pause also because you know, I'm not trying to get sued by Ethan.
So I've lost the plot.
The complaint continues. Indeed, Casey Tron is often too obliterated to comment on the new, and
That's kind of like me right now.
instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Casey Tron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Casey Tron is so wasted that she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot." To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand.
They can't even
this
show.
thing.
They can't even show her smoking. But yeah, the whole time she's just like smoking weed before ever talking. Kind of like me.
CPM's coming out from car.
What the hell
You
is
kids love anime,
on?
right?
Wait, hold on. I gotta restart my PC. I'm sorry.
Ah, alright, word. Alright.
My PC is facing some serious issues right now.
Bro's having PC identity crisis. Very unfortunate. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I gotta do that with YouTube. Damn.
I gotta reset it, bro.
We're gonna work on something.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. Although I've lost the plot.
Whoa, weird. Whoa. Interesting. Is that all the YouTube
Welcome
videos?
back to a series so spicy, even hot ones took notes. In today's video, streamer Tectone has just been banned on Twitch again.
Whoa.
As Gold and Denims have both
Holy fuck.
Although I've lost the plot.
I don't think I can stream Ethan Klein videos. Never mind. I'm tripping.
as dumb as all of that is, this is the part that really got her sued.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily.
Crazy. Let's see.
What am I being summoned to call to?
Holy shit, you're here. Oh, by the way, we are live. We are live. Ghost follow Lando on Twitch, I guess. Where'd Alex go? Oh yeah. So Alex is resetting his PC, but he's like, man, we need Lando in here. So you've been summoned. Yeah. What are you thinking about what's your life like right now?
Chilling. I'm talking to my buddy who is in Poland at the moment.
Poland, eh?
I say at the moment. He's been there for a good while now.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's in the army and he's stationed out there right now.
Yeah, I don't know why you were summoned. Again, I made sure to say it was in the name of Alex. His PC fucking just crap the bed.
Oh my.
So very awkward, but yeah. It's good to hear from you. Huh?
What are you even streaming right now?
I'm watching
Gander at your stream.
I'm watching a YouTube video while playing Baldur's Gate. I'm trying to get that meta where it's like
doing these 3 creators, okay?
Yes, if you're unfamiliar, these 3 guys, right? Well, ladies, they all like maliciously replayed one of Ethan Klein's big videos, right? And they like explicitly said, hey, don't go watch the video, watch it through us, as a way to, kind of steal views. And so now he's suing for that, and that could result in maybe some precedents being placed. And also, there's a big meta where people just leave their chairs when they stream a video, and at that point, you are literally stealing views, Catch my drift? Drift my craft?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Alex is here.
Yes, I saw that. I can, in fact, hear you.
So, today, or yesterday, one of the funniest examples is one of the characters in this lawsuit was didn't take it seriously, right? And then her parents got served the letters, and that led to an emotional outbreak of sorts. As you can imagine, is very stressful in these situations. But yeah, that's the tea right there. That's the drama.
Gotcha. Alright, well, I'm gonna go talk with him. Probably play a couple games. If y'all are still on by the time he gets off, I'll come back.
Alex, do you have anything to say to Lando? I guess not. Okay. All right.
What's up? No, I said I can't. My mic is laggy. What's up, Lando?
What's up?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, God bless.
Alright, well, I'll maybe be back later. Peace out, y'all.
Peace. Interesting. Let's see. I kind of want.
I don't know. My Discord is laggy.
Yeah. Your just nuts is laggy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my PC's acting up now for the first time. Wonder what I can do to fix it.
Download Baldur's Gate. That usually fixes my computer.
What'd you say?
Download Baldur's Gate. That usually fixes my computer.
What is causing my laptop to this stupid?
Your laptop?
My PC, sorry.
There's also a crazy situation with this band of Newsboys. Crazy situation. Newsboys is this like super is this Christian band where they make kind of like music relatively similar to like the band U2, right? But they're really, really big. And they, the lead singer, kind of openly amongst the people who know him was gay this whole time, right? The lead singer of this Christian band. And it was kind of like, it was kind of whatever. They weren't really like pushy about it in any ways, like he was living his life as a gay, and like he was publicly like super conservative Christian, and somebody outed him in January as gay, and he left the band, and then 2 weeks ago this guy these new allegations come out of him like SAing, men, where it's like getting them drunk, and he's got like a heavy cocaine problem allegedly, and apparently this is like known as like Nashville's like worst kept secret. Like if apparently like people from Nashville have been known about this. And he's got like the movie God's Not Dead?
Yes.
That's based off a song that he like popularized. And, Newsboys was a comfy job that he no longer has. And then the record label dropped them recently. Which actually might be the video that I played. What's up? I hear you.
I'm just trying to, I guess, fix my Discord because I don't know Discords.
Yeah, this is tragic, bro.
I created a something.
Alright. Right now the Newsboys are on stage. There's already a new singer in this band. And he's it's all four of them. I'm explaining to you because I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Everybody's cheering. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna the audio's gonna be a little fucked up, but I think this is worth recording, and let's see, we're gonna go from headphones to speakers to Roku TV. Okay. This is probably like their first performance after all this shit hit the fan, and they've been around since '85. They're an old band with revolving members at this point. Not nice because of what's going on, unfortunately.
Let's try this one. Here we go.
They gave him a different mic. Start talking already, dude.
Before we play, and just tell you for just a few minutes a little bit about what's been going on, if you don't know. And yeah, you kind of see for just a second. And then you're gonna be right back up on your feet.
Then we'll get back to the tunes.
First of all, I'm Adam AJ. This is Jeff Frankenstein. I'm Joe Davis.
Okay, come on, get to the meat.
My first tour with the band, my first experience with Newsboys was in 2007. I had a band called Stellar Card, and we were on a tour with these guys. And and we've known each other for a long time, and I've been blessed on
He's talking about his experience with the Newsboys, blah blah blah.
last year. And in January, he came to us, and he confessed that he'd been living a double life, and he wanted to get help. And so he checked into a facility in Utah, and we encouraged him to do that.
He went to a facility in Utah for being gay, as a like 50-year-old man.
They do in Utah.
Crazy, crazy. As a 52-year-old man, bro.
And we had to ask ourselves, what's next? And we prayed about it, and we all felt that God wanted us to move forward, and we felt like we still had a ministry and a mission to do, and so we continued to do that.
A lot of clapping. A lot of we had to do this. We felt like this is what we had to do. Not talking about what the double life was. Worst of all, this is happening in Arizona.
And we, for the last
Yeah. Weird. Okay, word. Okay, word. Just listen. Just listen. The visuals aren't that important. But, here, I'm gonna turn off the visuals then on your side. Okay. Okay, word.
6 months, we've played everywhere from New York to Florida to California to right here in Arizona, and we have
word.
seen the most amazing people and the most amazing crowds.
Imagine only touring with this band for 6 months, and then like it comes out that your former lead singer, the guy you're replacing, was a fucking
Diddler.
yeah. Well, yeah. Not kids.
Seeing this group do things that it's
Did it
so
to adults?
encouraging.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
It's you're in a Christian band though, and he's advocated for Donald Trump. He's done a lot of stuff that most gay people wouldn't feel too excited about.
Yeah.
We've just had the best time as a band with you guys on the road. And then a couple of weeks ago, our world was rocked by the devastating news about what that confession and what that double life really was. And
They're just looking down. They're all sad. And the audience is clapping. That's the thing about Christian audiences, bro. They won't stop clapping for anything, bro. They love to clap, and then it's like they clap in the most inappropriate situations. It's like, come on, bro. And then again, as you'll notice, no acknowledgement of like any victim, no acknowledgement of like what he's talking about. He's like, the thing. Yeah, we know the thing. Yeah.
Everyone's there to listen.
The guy we respected for 15 years or so. Rapist.
we were shocked because in January, he had mentioned a few things about substance abuse and some personal struggles he was having at home when he wasn't on the road, but never anything of the magnitude of what we read and what was reported, and never anything ever. He never said anything that could have made us ever think that it could possibly be a danger to others or anything like that. So it was so.
Yeah, why would he tell you guys that? Why would he tell his friends that? That's the thing that I don't understand. In all my you know, annoying dramas, like, I still don't understand why people think that they would. He didn't tell me that. You know, why is that? That's not an excuse. I mean, I understand where, like, I understand he's coming at it from a little bit of a different angle, but, like, we never knew. Of course y'all never knew. Why would he tell y'all?
Shocking to us because it's not the guy that we knew. The guy that we knew that we've been on the road with, he was our bandmate, he was our brother, and he was a friend to our families, to our kids. We've got 14 kids between us, and he was...
Oh, yeah, that's not the guy we knew. How's the audience react to the kids?
He was a families to our kids. We've got 14 kids between us, and he was...
That's not a positive reaction for a Christian crowd. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Listen to that.
To our families, to our kids. We've got 14 kids between us, and he was...
Yeah, I heard that.
That's not a... Oh, crap, my mic's off. That's not a positive reaction at all for a Christian audience.
He was a friend to our families. He would come over to our house and hang out. We'd go over to his house and take our kids over there and watch the Super Bowl at his house. But it was awesome. And it's just been devastating for us. And our
It was awesome!
families have felt like our names have been just dragged through the mud because of all this. And it's really, really hurt our kids. And
Yeah, that objectively sucks. You know, kids are like, your dad's was in a band with a known rapist. And, you know, like I said, apparently in Nashville, everyone knows this. Kind of weird, makes you want to look into, like, Christian bands a little bit, you know? Makes you want to see what's going on, because a lot of Christian bands, a lot of times they end because somebody's an atheist. You know?
Yeah.
Makes you kind of think. Makes you think a little curious. What's going on with that trend?
I mean, I think a lot of times they just do it. They started out kind of doing it for the faith, and they lost the faith along the way, but they had to keep making money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Staring off into the sky, looks down. Everybody claps. Praise be. Y'all didn't know. Not my Newsboys. It does suck, bro. I was listening to this band when I was 5. Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, I heard you. I'm just gonna stream screen too, so it might flip around. We'll see.
And
Word.
and as a result,
Yeah, the former lead singer. He left 6 months ago. He said he was living a double life, and he only talked about his substance abuse, which was primarily cocaine and alcohol. But if you live in Nashville, apparently it's like an openly known secret that he is, like, gay. And not only is he gay, it came out that he's like a rapist, like really creepy. Yeah.
All this and the
Yeah.
things have come out that he's done, that he's confessed to. We've been dropped from our record label. We've had radio stations pull our music.
That's crazy. Well, okay, radio stations pulling the music. I'm not, that's understandable. Imagine, like, this is probably like the first show since they got dropped.
You think so?
I think so. Because he's like, we've been dropped from our record label. And I remember seeing this like yesterday and thinking like, damn, this also happened a week ago. Yeah.
And we've been canceled by promoters.
He said it. He said the thing, bro. He said the thing. We've been canceled. We've been canceled by promoters. And all we did was have a rapist on the team. No, I mean, he left because he said he was living a double life. But, yeah, but, it's still, tough look for everyone.
And videos all over the world.
Yeah, for sure.
But not tonight.
They say that they didn't know. Yeah. Do I believe them? There's no way they didn't know he was gay. There's no way you don't spend 15 years with a gay person and not know they're gay.
I disagree. If it's all business, it's all business. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of, like, personal information that I've, like, not known about a coworker, and then, like, a year or two later, suddenly I find it out, and it's just because, like, they're a coworker. I'm not going to go too deep. It could have been like that. And plus, if you're closeted, you probably get really good at, like, hiding it and shit.
Yeah, that's probably valid.
Like, because dude's practicing it all the time. Dude, I can't imagine.
Well, yeah, your whole life, your whole career is like revolved around Christianity, and then like you're secretly gay the whole time. It's nuts. It's nuts. We'll keep.
I mean, for the individual, they're probably not mutually exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
guess.
I bet.
I don't think being.
Did the lead singer or whoever this guy is, did he come out as like atheist after all this?
No.
So he still has his faith. So you know what I mean?
And I don't even think it's mutually exclusive. I think I do think the videos of him being like saying like really like conservative crap, it does make it it adds a little spice to it. Cause like if he was just like if he was gay, making Christian music, not talking about politics,
Mm-hmm.
But then you gotta add that you're a Trump supporter. That's gonna offend a lot of gays, and a lot of gays that he hooked up with, That's how this all came out in January. Of course the target audience is not gay people. But if you're gay and then you hook up with a lead singer of a popular Christian band, and then you hear them say that shit, hear him say like, I did not vote for Kamala Harris. He didn't talk like that. That's crazy. And apparently there's a webcam, or there's like security cam footage of him, putting on the moves. Putting on the moves.
Oh, being gay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty gay, but you know, that's objective.
Is it objective?
To
sorry.
be kissing another man,
Hold on.
yes, it
I
is
misunderstood
objective
you. I thought you,
to be
for
gay.
a second, I thought you said subjective. I was like,
Well, it is an objective gay act.
I mean, I'm all for kissing the homies goodnight, but
Yeah, sad to say, still gay.
yeah.
Oh yeah, let's keep watching this. Let's play this video. Yeah! Are you ready to rock? Now he's like Arizona. Now he's like, not my home state, Arizona. I'm an ASU grad or whatever. And you know what's crazy? It's crazy they put the new lead singer to say all this, and not the two people that have been with the band the longest.
Well, it makes sense. It kind of makes sense for them to do the new guy because no one has any like if it fails, you know what I mean, or whatever, they can just be like, yeah, you know, he's a new guy, he's kind of cringe.
And also, dare I say, this guy, the bassist, I think, or no, that's the drummer. One sec. Here's the thing. This guy right here, I've seen this man drumming since I was a baby. He's got a lot to talk about. This man right here. This looks like if he walked into the set of Sopranos, he would get roasted off. It's like, oh, why you wearing? Look, you look like the boy in the striped pajamas. I don't know. He does not look at that. I like that. The boy in the plaid pajamas. You need to get the hell out of here. That's what would be said in that. The boy in the plaid pajamas. I met my wife in this state.
I was a part of starting many churches here, one including the Bridge. We started right there. Youth groups here tonight.
The kids are here. We love kids. We still love kids. That's the
Kids!
My pastors, my friends are here. My family's here. And we felt love in the pre-show meet and greet.
comments are turned off. Crazy. Uploading Joy is the name of this channel. Why? Should we look into like the actual controversy itself? See what this guy did? I gotta say, why wouldn't you pull your music? You know? Why wouldn't you pull the music at that point? Let me see if I can find it. The audio's bad in this clip, but I'm just gonna look at the comments. It's pretty much the same video. What do I think about this? Overall, this is insane, and I do think the band members do have like a little bit of something. They have knowledge of something. I don't know exactly what. I don't want to say any accusations, but they know something like sketch about this. They knew some sketch was going on. I don't doubt that in my mind. And this is the same video from a different angle reposted. We can look at the comments. Incredibly disappointed by this message. It was all woe is me. He had an alleged sexual predator touring with us, and doing cocaine in our tour bus, but we knew nothing? Never mind the victims and destroyed lives and faith, and no self-reflection. Being canceled was probably the right decision. And that's like a word that she said, that like he said, like he's like, we've been canceled by the woke mob. He didn't say about a woke mob, but he really said we've been canceled. Like, dude, it's sad, but what's even sadder is people encouraging them. We forgive them, give space to heal, but not cheer a sin. This is revealing. It's all of them. They traveled the world and hung out with the predator and didn't suspect a thing. It reveals their lack of discernment and connection to the Holy Spirit. Shame on those who are cheering them on. See, even the Christians are turning. As a lifelong fan of the Newsboys since becoming a born-again Christian in 2004-2005, I can't believe how disgusting and deaf-toned these messages...
Deftones?
Oh, and tone-deaf. I read that wrong. Deftone! Wait, that's not Deftones. Is that Deftones?
No. I think that's Death Grips.
Death Grips. What? Anyways.
Excellent.
And tone deaf these newsboys are, and the fans. These Christian fans who are completely ignoring the shocking news and clapping for these band members are wicked too. I am an urban missionary in Arizona too. Oh. They didn't even talk about how the victims destroyed... They didn't even talk about the victims that Tate destroyed, and his homosexuality was... That was complete abomination. Okay. Friendly evangelist. Oh, he's got other comments on this. Holy cow. Yeah, my question is, what did Michael Tate do to the 14 children? Yeah, you heard the audio, they're like, oh! We have 14 kids amongst us. Run!
Google, show me this guy's balls.
I can't stream that, but we can look it up. Michael Tate, balls. Let's look at another Michael Tate.
Dude, really.
Look for a video to watch about this.
Abuse, among other
Newsboys frontman Michael Tate has admitted to reckless and destructive behavior, including drug and substance abuse, among other struggles. On June 10th, he issued a heartfelt apology on social media, and I'm joined by CBN's Raj Nair to break it down today. Raj.
CBN, Christian Broadcasting Network. They're going to be very opinionated in a crazy way. Just a fair warning.
What was your reaction to this apology?
And you're telling me this guy's not gay? What? I didn't say anything. Telling me these two well-kept, well-groomed men aren't gay? I don't believe it. No, I'm kidding.
I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things to say, so let's get after it. But I actually think we should start here. I think his apology was great. I think...
Whoa, hold on. Let's see if it was great. Hold on. I guess we're going Michael Tate Instagram. Hold on. My confession, recent reports of reckless and destruction behavior, alcohol abuse, drug, blah, 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 largely true. For 2 decades, I used and abused cocaine, consumed far too much alcohol, and at times touched men in unwanted sensual ways. I am ashamed of my life choices and my actions, and make no excuses for them. I will simply call it what God calls it, sin. I don't blame anyone or anything but myself. While I might dispute certain details and accusations against me, I do not dispute the substance of them. When I abruptly left Newsboys in January, I did so to get help. I was not healthy physically or spiritually and was tired of leading a double life. I spent 6 weeks at a treatment center in Utah. That means nothing to me. Receiving help that may have saved my life from ultimate destruction. I have been clean and sober since then, though I still have lots of work ahead of me. This is like the ending of BoJack Horseman, when like all the shit comes out about him, and he's like, but I'm a changed person.
I'm a good guy. Trust me. I'm good, guys. I'm a good guy.
I'm ashamed to admit that for years I have lied and deceived my family, friends, and even misled my bandmates. Worst of all. And even my bandmates. About aspects of my life. I was, for the most part, living 2 distinctly different lives. I was not the same person on stage Sunday night. I was home on Monday. I was violating everything I was raised to believe by my God-fearing dad and mom about walking with faith and grieving the very God I loved and sang for most of my life. By His grace, by His grace, you get it. God bless. I have hurt so many people in so many ways. Okay. He does put a Bible verse at the end, which, have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly my iniquities, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Create in me a new heart. Okay. I haven't gone through the whole thing. I understand, okay, to the extent of my sinful behavior has caused anyone to lose respect of or faith in me, I understand, deserve, and accept that, but it crushes me. Okay, so it's kind of a good apology.
You think?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I think other than like a verse at the end, you know, he is a Christian singer. Of course, this has to like talk about God in some way, but like other than that, I think it's pretty good. He's not hiding from the situation, from the allegations. So yeah, this guy right here thinks it was pretty good. What do you think about him? The apology. So let's go back. Me? I like the apology. Yeah, he liked the apology. But in a weird way, I understand what's going on. Where like he actually apologized for like everything, pretty much. You know, he didn't sugarcoat how messy his behavior was. And that's actually pretty admirable, in my opinion. Speak, Alex.
Speak about what exactly?
Okay, never mind. I just wanted to test something.
This apology. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things to say, so let's get after it. But I actually think we should start here. I think his apology was great. I think that's where we should start. The idea that a lot of people, you know, in similar situations, like, oh, well, there was this and but this and maybe this. He just laid it all out. I think it's worth reading. He says, recent reports of my reckless and destructive behavior, including drug and alcohol abuse and sexual activity, are sadly largely true. For some 2 decades, I used and abused cocaine, consumed...
Is he going to read the whole thing? Because I just read it. He does. Okay, wait, no. Let's go back a little.
Well, let me see what someone would say in the situation. But I have so many things to say, Billy. But let me toss it back to you. Do you have any initial reactions, and then we'll kind of break it down?
I think a lot of times people, they wait too long, they hedge, they try to blame other people. I mean, I actually don't know that I've seen another apology that addresses everything. That's the other thing about this. What you just read addresses all of the things that he's been accused.
Okay. Okay, I know I said the apology isn't bad. But hear me out. This is propaganda.
You think so?
Yeah, what we're watching right now, it's CBN. You know, and they're I don't think I have enough information. I'm not gonna chair react. I'm gonna grab a popsicle. I don't think I have enough information, but I have a feeling in my gut.
We like gut feelings. Gut feelings are good.
Alright, I don't need these. I don't know why I put them on.
Stuff that we know of, right? And he's mostly confirming the details of those things. He doesn't even spend a lot of time. And there's a point where he says, you know, mostly true. There may be some details I would dispute, but largely this is true. And you don't see people do that. It takes a level when you are to the level.
And then they're showing images of him in like a really, you know,
but largely this is true.
They show him like, look at him, styling, looks great. I saw him live once. I will always remember this because it was pretty weird that a Christian band. Fuck. I muted my mic.
Rip.
For just a little bit though. I was saying that like they have him like dressed. They show him like, you know, all nice, all preppy. What I found weird one time when I did see him live, he took off his shirt and he was just in a tank top and he was singing, you know. And I thought like, okay, that's kind of rock star, but like. This is a Christian band. Why are you taking off your shirt, showing us your tank top? You know, that's weird. That's weird behavior.
Did it make you feel gay?
Made me feel unholy. I'm not saying that being gay is unholy, But I am saying taking off your shirt, your top, in front of a crowd of Christians is the closest thing you can get to. Yeah. It's the closest thing you can get to an endorsement of LGBT activity. I don't know. I lost the joke.
You don't see people do that. It takes a level. When you are to the level he was in the Christian music industry, people knowing, respecting, loving you. I think that's actually one of the barriers, by the way, without proper. I'm not speaking to his situation because we don't know what he had set up around him, but it seems like there may not have been the right sort of protective measures to guard against these things.
Protective measures? Protective measures, like, you got your whole bandmates, you know, and usually, I don't know, this is crazy. This is just nuts. Here's him in a Christmas production.
It becomes very hard to be open and to address these things, and yet we see in the state.
That's a great watch.
He also, according to what Michael Tate is saying, was seeking help before this news came out. That's why he left the band abruptly in January. And so I'll
see. Do you not feel that like this guy like trying to like cover him up in a weird way?
Maybe, kinda.
Here, and I'll throw it back to you. I have not seen a statement that so cohesively and collectively details and reveals and really humbly addresses a person's sins.
So I want to talk to my friend here who's watching. This hurts. It sucks. This is painful. You know, I grew up kind of in this like weird quasi-Christian household where there was also like a huge Hindu influence, and so my bedrock foundation into Christian culture was TC Talk, right? So.
He was also a part of a band called DC Talk in the 90s. It was him, another guy named Toby Mac. They both had really prominent careers. There was a third guy in the band, but nobody cares about him. So yeah, not a lot of 90s Christian heads. This is painful news.
This is really his first band.
Say it again, Alex.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad.
Foundation into Christian culture was TC Talk, right? So this is really
his first band.
Yeah.
His first band, right? Yeah.
And I think what's important for me to say in this moment is, let me address you if this really hurts. If this is quote unquote, you know, adding on to your church hurt. I get it. I mean, this hits home. We almost named, this is a true story. I've never really shared this. We almost named our first child Ravi after Ravi Zacharias because I loved his.
What? 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 Oh. What a... Oh, what a goof. So this guy's saying that he almost named his dog after a preacher who was who when they died, more information came out about his sexual abuse. Yikes.
I get it. I mean, this hits home. We almost named, this is a true story. I've never really shared this. We almost named our first child Ravi.
Wait, not dog, child. Dude, that'd be tragic. That'd be so tragic.
Ravi Zacharias, because I loved his content so much. You know, we attended Hillsong, New York, and then we saw what happened with Carl Lentz. The pastor who married my wife and I, currently is in prison. And so when it comes to church hurt, man, I got it. Like, I got you covered.
That is actually... You don't see a pattern of behavior here?
But here's the thing. I don't worship Ravi Zacharias or Carl Lenz or Michael Tate or my pastor. I worship the God of heaven, the King of kings, and the Lord of lords. Hallelujah, not some other person who's messed up their testimony. And I get it. I have this one quote that I think really resonates with.
So he's got 4 minutes left on this video. Is he going to talk about any victims, you know, any of the substantial claims?
It's from Oswald Chambers in his very famous book, My Utmost for His Highest, that says this: I have never met the man I could despair of after discerning what lies in me apart from the grace of God. So I'm not here to throw stones. I'm not here to cast judgment. I'm heartbroken. I think this is horrific, and I think we should condemn it. I'm thankful for his apology. But I want to encourage you that this shouldn't make you stumble even 1% in your faith. We are a collection of absolutely broken people. And if we
I'm not saying it should do that, but what are we talking about here? You know, like that's like. This is what I'm saying. Where it's like they're gonna spin it in a weird way.
Well, you know, I think maybe in a minute we can read part of Psalm 51, because basically King David, repenting and confessing his sin, which is very similar to what Michael just did here. And here's the thing.
Michael, just like King David. What the fuck? What? Michael Tate is comparable to King David. In his apology giving skills.
We want, you know, I think maybe in a minute we can read part of Psalm 51, because basically King David, repenting and confessing his sin, which is very similar to what Michael just did here. And here's the thing. By the end of the book, Jesus is identifying as the son of David. He identifies with this horrifically broken man who had someone killed to sleep with that dude's wife. I mean, just depraved.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, but wait. What does this have to do with Michael Tate?
Among depravity, but here's the thing. God uses broken people, and God can restore broken people.
There it is. Restore. They want him back. Newsboys is back. Michael Tate is back, and he's not gay. He prayed it away. We gotta restore him. This is public. This is like on TV. This is readily available.
This is really hitting home. Same. But my faith, and I hope your faith, isn't built on someone like a pop star, no matter how amazing their music might be. But Billy, I will toss it back to you.
L statement. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, we don't want to excuse bad behavior. We have to acknowledge it. You know, when there are consequences to it, they have to be addressed. We have to see those things happen. I do think that we often forget that we're all human beings and that we are all prone to sin. And you just mentioned King David, obviously, which Michael Tate actually references Psalm 51 at the end of his statement.
Yeah, shit happens. Sometimes you just rape men, and then shit happens. Sometimes you just do that. And then you go on tour the next day and you preach to, millions of Christians. Sometimes you do that.
Yeah, that leads to
Yeah.
We have to have grace and forgiveness, especially when something comes forward in this way. And I don't know what that looks like in the end when it comes to his career, his music, but who cares about all of that? That is not what matters. What matters is the soul of the person. If he said something else in the statement that I want to detail, and I love what you were just saying, Raj, because I think a lot of people are in pain. This does cause them to question things, and Michael Tate seems very aware of that. He said, it crushes me, I'm just going to read this, it crushes me to think that someone would lose or choose not to pursue faith and trust in Jesus because I have been a horrible representative of him. And so
I mean, it isn't like his responsibility that all people of faith, do that. But But I don't know. Why would you do this, man?
He's recognizing that there are going to be people who say, why would I be a Christian? I'm not going to do that. Look what happened with him. This makes me feel very convicted because we spend a lot of time, not at CBN, I think I'm saying we collectively as human beings, criticizing celebrities, going after people, looking for reasons to battle. And sometimes there are things we need to call out. But my point is, there's a lot of spiritual warfare that goes on in the entertainment industry, whether it's Christian or secular, and I'm not dismissing bad behavior as being caused only by the enemy. I'm just saying people are in difficult situations with a lot of things around them.
He kind of is, though. And what's a difficult situation with a lot of things around you? Wait, hold on.
Sometimes there are things we need to call out, but my point is, there's a lot of spiritual warfare that goes on in...
Yes. Okay. There's a lot of spiritual warfare. Okay.
In the entertainment industry, whether it's Christian or secular, and I'm not dismissing bad behavior as being...
He's not dismissing bad behavior as being...
caused only by the enemy. I'm just saying...
Only caused by the enemy.
People are in difficult situations with a lot of things around them, and we need to be praying for people in the Christian entertainment industry, and also the secular, but in particular in the Christian entertainment industry, that they will have strength to, really hold firm in their faith in light of those challenges. And so to me, this was...
What challenges? In light of those challenges. Do you have challenges, Adam?
Which I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of checked out on this whole thing.
But do you have challenges?
Yes.
Right? How many of those challenges are getting young men drunk and, giving them back rubs in the hot tub?
Quite a few, actually.
And have you fallen into that?
Have I been an individual being made drunk and given back rubs?
Well,
yes.
So you're saying you... Wait. What? Do you want to talk about this? Is this too personal? This is interesting.
Dude, I'm just memeing.
Mitch, I heard you were giving back rubs.
I was getting back rubs?
Yeah.
By who?
Peyton.
Peyton was giving me back rubs? Yeah, sure. We'll not talk about that. No, I'm kidding.
I was there.
You were there?
I watched.
Whoa. Hey now.
I heard.
Convicting and remembering, because I'm not very good at doing that, to pray for these people.
Mm-hmm. And you and I have spent a lot of time, obviously, around, it's almost a funny phrase, but Christian celebrities, and just normal celebrities. But I don't think you can quite understand the intense pressure that comes with being a celebrity. And then you marry that with being a Christian. I mean, Scripture talks about, those who preach will be held to a higher standard. I mean, imagine being... I don't think there's a more toxic, more addicting drug on planet Earth than the first time you walk in an airport or a grocery store, someone's like, hey, you're that guy. But imagine that on like a 10 times larger scale where like, you're DC Talk, you're the Newsboys. And then also...
That's not 10 times. That's maybe like 4 times. I mean, well, Newsboys are huge. Hold on, yeah, Newsboys viewership is huge.
Everyone's watching what you're doing. If you're rude, well then you're rude. If you drink alcohol, and so it can't be normal. They can't have like this so there's a lot of like, I've just been around a lot of these people that there's like this persona in front, and then there's like my 3 or 4 buddies in the back where I can actually kick it and be normal because I have to be perfect. So not only is there like this performance, it's like professional performance. Like you have to perform this song and dance. It's a weird industry that we're in. But
can I add something to that? I feel like I have to say this. I was talking to a minister, a deliverance minister recently who helps people who are struggling spiritually, and in light of what you just said, some of the hardest people to help are pastors. You talked about church hurt and pastors who have fallen. It's the same for celebrities, and the reason that they're very hard to help is because they're in a position of authority, whether it's fame or in a pastoral sense. When they are struggling or they're in need of help, because they've been put on this pedestal, there often aren't people around them to turn to, and then they feel convicted, like they can't even go to get the help because of who they are and the position they're in, which is where the prayer comes in. But not just prayer, action. I actually have a number of friends who are in the entertainment industry who I reach out to weekly to find out, how can I pray for you this week? I will ask them that question. But with our pastors and our communities, how can we be there for them? Often we look at them as being there for us all the time without reciprocating that. And I think I'm not blaming anybody's activity or mistakes on us not doing that. I'm just saying being there is a very helpful thing for people who are in these positions.
And I think a really...
But he has, like, Christian people all around him. Are we supposed to be there? Is that our responsibility? Hey, you make sure, Adam, you show up for Michael Tate, alright? He's going through it. God's Not Dead. He's making God's Not Dead the song too, not the movie. There's already 4 movies.
You better show from the back rubs, boy.
Oh, okay, my bad. Don't talk about. Don't expose me with the back rubs, please. Don't bring that to light.
Fundamental sin is easily overlooked. When Jesus shows up and he's preaching the kingdom of God, what's the first word he says usually?
Gay. Oh, sorry. What is it that he says?
Easily overlooked. When Jesus shows up and he's preaching the kingdom of God, what's the first word he says usually? Repent. And I think repent is such a foundational concept to our Christian faith. So I just want to read a couple lines from Psalm.
Okay, so they're yeah, I'm checked out now too. They're not talking anything about what's going on. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. And the people that are talking about it are probably crazy. Whoa. 2 years ago. Whoa. This guy made a video 2 years ago with Michael Tate and a pride flag. Hold on.
Toby Mac gives us a sneak preview of the song on his social media. This is dangerous waters for Toby Mac to be in, and I'm going to give the scripture to back this up.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness me.
Oh, my God. So, this guy, 2 years ago... Let's see. Also, let's look at the newest comments. Oh, my goodness.
Shouldn't be taken lightly. This should not be swept under the rug.
Let's give an ad.
And innovation, Toby Mac reached out to the original members of DC Talk, Michael Tate and Kevin Max, to record one of the tracks on Toby Mac's latest album entitled Life After
Okay, cool.
Death. The first new record McKeon has released in about 4 years. Life After Death contains compositions prompted in part by the death of his eldest son, Truly. The reunion of DC Talk was recorded on the track Space. Toby Mac gives us a sneak preview of the song on his social media. So here Toby Mac posted this, a little sneak preview of the song, and just giving a little breakdown of it on his album. You see, the issue here is that people love Toby Mac, people love DC Talk, people love Michael Tate, people love the Newsboys, people love their Christian music, and that can be a good thing. It's a good thing to worship God, and also to have Christian music that's just edifying to believers, uplifting.
It's telling me to comment below, guys. If you watch this video, please comment.
That's a good thing. But what's the heart? What's the mindset? What's the motivation behind your music? You know, it's very easy to get caught up in following somebody or following somebody's music without truly knowing their heart. It's very easy.
Skip it.
In the description below. Kevin Max, if you're not familiar, came out several years ago saying that he is an ex-evangelical who is deconstructing and progressive. So Kevin Max
Cool.
constructed his faith. Okay, Kevin Max was one of the lead singers. Obviously, Kevin Max, Toby Mac, Michael Tate were all the singers in DC Talk. And Kevin Max was like the one of like the high boys. He's a great singer. I mean, he had a great voice. But Kevin Max came out, he deconstructed his faith. So let me make this clear. He now claims to believe in a universal God, not the God of the universe. Also, if you're not familiar, Kevin Max is a huge proponent for LGBT. So on top of that, Kevin.
Oh. Interesting. Wait, what? He just... Okay.
Max is a huge supporter of LGBT artist Semler. So Semler considers herself a Christian artist that is also LGBT. And Semler charted #1 on iTunes Christian music. LGBT and all that is taking the absolute reins in the Christian music industry.
Big problem. The gays. They're taking over Christian music. Let's be real. Let's be real. This has been a thing for like years. You know, the good singer at the church, pretty flamboyant guy, you know, you talk to him, maybe you get a little suspicion. You don't really think about it that much. But yeah, it's funny to act surprised when it's out in the open. It's kind of cringe.
They're taking it by storm, and Kevin Max is a huge proponent of that. Kevin Max is very progressive,
very, very liberal. He is an extreme progressive liberal, and don't take my word for it. Look at his Instagram page, and that's all the evidence that you need.
So
Christ, that is not the case. Kevin Max blatantly denies the God of the universe, which is the God
okay,
of the Bible.
so that's a big controversial. Oh, but he had a pride flag, dude. He had a pride flag 2 years ago. Crazy. Oh, Michael Tate on being single. Yo. Now we're talking. Michael Tate on being single. So this whole time, what was the narrative? What was he telling people? Let's see.
Being single is not by choice for me. I spent time last week, speaking of Chubby Mac, one of my besties in life, and his wife, and his 5 kids, 3 now, 2 adopted, all his kids. And I said, I have one regret in life. This is deep.
If you see these glasses, and you don't think this man's, look at these glasses. Let's watch this.
Last week, speaking of Chubby Mac, one of my besties in life, and his wife, and his 5 kids, 3 natural, 2 adopted, all his kids. And I said, I have one regret in life.
I have one regret in life.
This is deep. I'm actually not saying much on film there, so we'll do this. One regret in life. I look back and I would probably get gotten married earlier. Got married, period, and had some kids. Because now, 29, I'm not saying, oh, lonely, woe is me, lonely Prince Tate, or whatever. No, none of that. The fact is, I think I've been a pretty good dad.
He would have been a pretty good dad. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't, but that's why he wants to be married, because he wants to be a father. Okay, cool.
And I love kids, And my son.
Oh, he loves kids.
And I almost done. I got cancer. I'm dying tomorrow. And I love kids, And my son, I'm done. I got cancer. I'm dying tomorrow morning. But like this, I look at both sides. You can be Paul, and I have kids. I have a wife. But I see myself as Paul now, so to speak. But I would much rather, in another mind, like, okay, hey, why not have the kids? Get married, have a couple of kids.
So why did they make this video? It's not like spiritual at all. He's just like venting about how he's single. This is on some Christian channel. Just him venting about how he's single.
And passing the tape, so this is reality. My mom always said, "Buddy, don't marry the one you can live with. Marry the one you can't live without." And there's lots of these girls I've met in the past that can live without. The real true honest side, I'm pretty selfish. Because the flesh side of me says, I want you when I want you. When I go do my own thing, I'm going to do my own thing. So.
What? The flesh inside me is saying, I want to do my own thing. I mean, that's not...
That kind of attitude, probably not healthy for a marriage, it turns out. So, I choose to live my life day to day, stay in the Word, married to the Word, married to Christ. If it comes along, I'm not going to run from it. If it works out, I'll be Abraham, Cindy and Sarah. Yeah?
Let's look at the comments. Ah, comments are turned off! Fuck! Damn, I would love to see those comments. I would love to see those comments. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Michael Tate on being single. Christian cancel culture. What are you talking about, bro? Here's him advocating for Trump as a privately gay man. which, you know, you can be gay and support Trump. I'm not saying you can't. But it's something to think about.
He's Michael Tate, native, born in Washington, D.C., 4 blocks north.
Native.
East of the U.S. Capitol. And we're here with Chris Leader, Principal Paula White, and her husband Jonathan, just to say, I love you, I support you. One of the growing numbers of African Americans, people with brown skin that love you, support you.
Okay. Cool. He supports Donald Trump.
And more pointedly, prison reform. What Christian is doing, what you're doing, love it, love it, love it. I had a brother in jail. My brother, 13 months older than me, but 35 years in prison. Just got out. He's looking, trying to get a job, trying to get his life back on.
Okay, well, it looks like, I mean, that's good news. Depending on what he did. 35 years in prison. Probably not a good thing. He did. I don't know. Justice system is fucked up, though. I kind of feel like Asmongold right now. Living in... No one likes Asmongold?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know, bro. You like Destiny. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Kind of like the movie Shawshank Redemption. It's tough. It's tough to do. But thank you for all you're doing. Look forward to meeting you, hanging out, and eating some McDonald's Big Macs and whatever else. God bless you. Michael Tate loves you, supports you.
Okay, Michael Tate supports Donald Trump. Good for him. Damn. The Newsboys are done. Oh, he has a response to Biden?
Hey everybody, I'm Michael Tate. This November, I go to the polls. I'm not going to vote on whether I'm black enough or not. It's ridiculous. I'm going to vote because I'm human and I have a voice. I'm also going to vote for the candidate that has.
Look at this. Look at this. What is this furniture, bro? Bro is in somewhere royal. This chair is immaculate. This furniture. What is this a Indiana Jones? Oh no, that's like a horn. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
My interest and the American people's interest at heart. I'm going to vote because I'm a human. Bottom line, God bless you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. He really showed him.
Right here. I want to see what you think about something.
He really showed him.
I got 2 things to show you.
Michael Tate is owned, or Michael Tate owns Trump, or Biden. I don't know. Michael Tate owns somebody. Hopefully we don't have to,
Guys, you won't believe this. Just when I thought things couldn't possibly get worse, now we're getting shocking videos. I honestly thought there was some hope, some right now. You know, with each new revelation, a woman has come forward with an accusation against Michael Tate.
Oh, not just the men, but the women. I was about to say, and the children too, but we don't know about the children. And this is all alleged.
Claims that after a late-night gathering in 2014, she believes Tate drugged her. She says she blacked out and woke up to find herself assaulted by Matthew Brewer, the Newsboys lighting technician, in a
Whoa.
hotel room in Fargo, North Dakota. The worst part, Michael Tate was in the room when it happened.
Whoa. Hold on. Who published this? Source? Oh, dude, is this an AI video? Am I getting duped?
Around 9 p.m., all the crew started rolling in, and that's when the vibe started shifting. Tate was one of the last to show up, but once he did, he started acting wild, throwing money around, buying drinks, and just making it clear that it was time to party.
That would be so, that would actually be really nuts. It's like leader of a Christian band. He's like, all right, guys, fireballs. You know, like they would catch you off guard. Whoa, whoa! What's this face he's making? What is going on? Look at this.
It's working it.
Nicole says it was fine. She wasn't even that close with Brewer, the lighting guy, but she was just hanging out. Everyone was having a good time. But by 1 a.m., it was like everything changed. But there's Brewer, following her into the elevator. The footage.
Oh.
Things take a dark turn. She tries.
Oh, old video of Michael Tate coming out to light. It was the lighting technician. Comes to light.
That would suck if you came to light. I would hate that.
That's a joke that I thought about, but I feel like it is very distasteful at this moment.
Walk, but you can tell she's not stable. She's struggling to keep her balance. And then, boom, she falls. And what is Brewer
Oh
do?
my
He
God.
stands there, watching her fall, watching her struggle to get back up. I'm sitting here, furious.
Okay, AI, disembodied AI voice. I'm pissed.
For the right moment, Nicole was too vulnerable to stop it. I can't even begin to process how dark and twisted this situation is.
Okay, she goes into the room. This is where she's alleging that shit hits the fan, and she gets
After everything
raped.
It's come out. It's like the whole thing just keeps getting worse.
And then here he is. Oh. Holy shit! Look.
So after Tate knocks on Brewer's door at 1:29 a.m., the footage shows him coming in, and Brewer steps out to talk to him. What happens next is just straight up disturbing. Tate and Brewer start getting way too close, laughing and whispering, and Tate runs his hand up Brewer's body and even gropes him. I mean, what?
Whoa! I don't know if I can show that. Hold on, dude.
What the heck is going on here? This is
Jesus Christ.
beyond inappropriate. It's flat out disgusting. It's clear.
Listen. You do what you gotta do, but holy fucking Christ. I literally saw him grab the man's balls. I think it's over. I'm so sorry. This is on a YouTube video, though.
From that moment that something just doesn't feel right. Then Nicole opens the door a few minutes later. She's fully dressed but looking off, barely holding it together. She moves into the hallway and the three of them start talking. But the real kicker, she ends up going back into the room with Brewer. And
Oh!
She ends up going back into
He
the
picks
room
her up.
with Brewer, and Tate follows behind them, closing the door. What we know now
In a very sensual fashion. Not completely inappropriate, but in the context of this, extremely inappropriate.
is that Nicole didn't want this to happen. She said she doesn't remember.
There's video footage of a girl alleged that a lady alleged that the lighting technician for the Newsboys assaulted her, and while he did that, Michael Tate was in the room, and there's footage of him walking into the room, her falling, right? And then Michael Tate coming in later, and Michael Tate grabbing the lighting technician's balls. I swear to God.
but made it clear she would have never gone back into that room had she been in her right mind. She believed she was drugged, something like rohypnol, GHB, or ketamine mixed with alcohol, lowering her inhibitions and leaving her completely vulnerable. This is a nightmare scenario. The drugs and alcohol mixed together can knock you out but still allow you to move and talk.
AI as voice. This is a nightmare scenario. It's like Mr. Beast talking about this. I'm Mr. Beast and I'm here to talk about the Michael Tate situation. Michael Tate's situation is crazy.
While your memory of the whole situation is completely wiped, it's called being roofied, and it's terrifying to think.
This AI thing. It's called being roofied.
That's exactly what happened to her.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Here's worse. This isn't the first time Tate has been linked to this kind of behavior. In a previous investigation, some guys claimed they were drugged by Tate and left in a semi-conscious state, unable to fight off sexual advances. It's chilling to think that there's a pattern here. Despite all this, the tour manager, Steve Campbell, claims he's never seen Tate use drugs. But Tate himself admitted to abusing and drinking way too much alcohol. So what's really going on behind closed doors? How far does this go? As the night goes on, Nicole's friends start looking for her because they haven't seen her since she took that.
Oh my God.
They're getting worried. They ask around, and Brewer says she's downstairs with John Birch. But they know that's a lie. Nicole doesn't even smoke. So they start knocking on Brewer's door. When he opens it, he's shirtless.
Oh!
The lights are off, and he gives them some excuse about Nicole being downstairs. But they know something's wrong. What?
Oh my God! This is all on camera. Holy cow! This. What if the video's AI?
Nicole remembers.
That'd be a plot
is
twist.
so horrifying. After taking that tequila shot from Tate, the next thing she recalls is waking up on a bathroom floor, feeling like 1,000 pounds were pressing down on her. She couldn't even move, and when she heard Brewer's voice and Tate's voice, she realized what had happened. She remembers feeling like her head was pushed down, and the next thing she knew, she believed she was assaulted. She doesn't even fully remember everything. Man, this whole situation is just a nightmare. After everything that went down, Tate tries to brush it off as some kind of moment of weakness. He even told Nicole, "I'm a grown man who tours, and sometimes I just have these urges. We all sin. We all make mistakes, and I've prayed and I've asked for forgiveness." Can you believe that? He's literally admitting to watching the whole thing go down and acting like it's no big deal. That's his excuse? Then, to make matters worse, he tells Nicole's friends, "I had a moment of weakness. I should have done the right thing. I did not touch her. But I was in the room and I watched. Of course, I was turned on. That is so messed up, man. He doesn't even seem to grasp how wrong that is. You're telling me you were in the room watching this happen, and you're just going to say, well, I made a mistake and I prayed for forgiveness. No, that's not how this works. This isn't some minor slip-up. This is abuse. And the way the band and their management are responding, just as bad.
Yeah, AI voice, thank you. Finally, someone with some sense. Jesus Christ. It's a robot. So, Adam, you've been paying attention this whole time. What are your thoughts?
I don't even know who this... I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about. Are you still talking about the religious guy?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the initial situation? And this...
I mean, he's a fucking racist.
Yeah.
There's not much more to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. It's
probably be arrested. Go to jail for probably
absolutely. I think text. I think he's mad cringe. I think he's an L.
Mad cringe.
Can I say he's a walking L? I've never seen more of an L than this is the biggest L ever, and like Oh, Newsboys. They got some good ass songs, but they were all before he joined the band. 15 years. 15 years. Oh. That's Michael Tate. Gotta switch the name of this video. The name of this video has nothing to do with Michael